Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Still Standing podcast. My name is Dead Action Jones. I'm joined by Joe Zombie. How are you doing today, sir?
I am. That's a loaded question today because
we only ask the most loaded of questions.
I'm happy now that I'm here, but my morning so far has been filled with nothing but rage and frustration, and just like I now have the most pessimistic attitude toward our current supply chain. And here in America.
Welcome to America. I was going to say, welcome to America. Everything's pessimistic lately.
The problem is, so you know what? I'm just going to get into this.
Sure, let's go. This is our week.
I've been getting some stuff together to change my current setup.
Right, updating the setup, making it a little more.
So I'm not
on par
because my current setup is basically a mic and a laptop strapped to basically a TV stand.
Oh, I get it.
And I'm here with recliner.
But you know what? We make it look good.
Yeah. So I've been getting the stuff so I could, have a desk, have an actual chair that's meant to be sat in this position and not killing my knees because it's not supporting it like it should be.
Right.
And also, I got a green screen, so you'll be able to do stuff with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be floating in the galaxy with the rest of you.
Correct. It'd be great. So good.
But and so I kind of ordered a lot of this all at the same time, and for whatever reason, I had gotten everything, but literally, which by the way, but the desk is the only thing they wouldn't give me. By the way, the desk is by far the lightest thing I ordered. It's just a little it's a little longer than most of it.
Which is the thing that blows
it's not
my
longer
mind
than the
most.
fucking green screen that I got, but
right,
whatever.
The thing that blows my mind the most is that the desk is the lightest thing out of a green screen and a chair.
Dude, that chair's almost 50 pounds.
Sure, but it's crazy to know that your desk weighs less than that.
Yeah, but it's my desk. I'm not going to be sitting on my desk, so
sure,
I
get it.
It has to hold all this girth right here, so that chair's going to be made out of the heaviest and strongest of materials.
Right.
So basically,
desk.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not. If I'm going to be,
desk, but yeah.
Well, maybe I'll be. If I decide to do a live stream laying on my desk, it's going to be a different desk. It's going to be that one.
Sure.
If I got my mic here and I'm just laying on my desk,
Welcome to my mukbang, where I'm going to lay on my desk and eat noodles.
Yeah, no, the noodles will be fed to me. They're just
what is he doing? This weird desk noodle pervert. This is
I don't know. Maybe maybe that'll be something we use. That'll be our way onto the map, right? That's how we get seen.
You have to start an OnlyFans for that, weird noodle guy.
Yeah. It's just did you guys hear about Noodle Weirdo?
Come see pictures of my feet while I eat noodles.
If you pay extra, my feet will be in the noodles before I eat them.
Oh, no thank you. I mean, my feet are clean, but that's still no thank you. I'm not into feet. That's gross. I'm good. I'm good without that.
Oh, I'm sure someone would be real into it. They just want to. They'd be like, "Hey, can you do an ASMR for that so I can hear the noodles squish?"
Yeah, I'll talk through my feet. Don't worry, it's fine. I'm really good at that.
That's what the noodle noises. They want to hear your noodles squish. They want to hear your feet squish around on the noodles.
Man, feet stuff, and I don't understand feet stuff, and I don't understand ASMR. I don't get it. The weird things where these Twitch streamers are licking toes and stuff is so weird, man. I just don't get it.
If I'm hearing someone talk, I'm perfectly fine hearing someone talk. I don't want to hear the mouth noises that they make while they're talking.
No, that's.
I don't want to hear what it sounds like when their tongue and their lips move around. It's just no.
Right. No, that's disgusting. I can't stand it. These people who buy these special microphones where they're and I'm cutting your hair and I'm gonna be and all of a sudden the next thing you know they're making out with these weird rubber ears and you're just ugh, I'd rather go watch Super Mario. What are you doing, you pervert? Ugh. Terrifying. So scary. And they're raking in money, so it turns out that I should actually just be offering mustache rides to weird microphones and just being
No, you're ASMR people like, oh, you want a mustache ride? All right. More. Yeah.
they're just like, yes, daddy, money for you. You're like,
If someone comes to a stream and they're looking for a mustache ride and you give them that, and they go, yes, what I was looking for all along. I just didn't know I needed it.
you're the first person who's ever turned me on. Oh, I needed this. Just money. You're like, thank you for your money. Yes, thank you.
I don't. Yeah, I love that you're giving me money. I don't love that you like that. If I'm honest.
So gross. That's so gross. I'm gonna barf. Blech.
But anyway, the desk.
Yes, back to the desk.
That's what I was getting to, right? Yeah, the desk. So
we're talking about a desk.
So it was supposed to be here almost a week ago now. It was supposed to be here on like last Friday.
Right.
So I go to the Amazon account, like, where the fuck is my desk? It says it's been forever. I actually looked it up around the weekend because it was supposed to be here, and I got the other packages that were in the same order, by the way, but not the desk, just only the desk. And
so crazy.
So I
also
look,
one second, chat, you're nasty. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
so I look and I see like all the updates, and then the last one, which by the way was like 10 in the morning on Friday. So I know they didn't even try. They just looked at it and went, nah, not doing it. So at like 10 in the morning, it was just like left for pickup at the request of customer, which by the way, not what I requested at all.
Right.
Never. And then
why would you ever be like, oh yeah, no, I'll come to you. It's fine.
Yeah,
like, that's your job. Your job is to deliver
I pay
packages.
All this extra money for 2-day shipping on
Right.
Amazon Prime, but no. You know what? You've done enough. I'll come get it. Really?
Right? No, don't worry. No, don't worry. You'll get the full money, but only have to do half the work. It's fine. Like, no, bring me my fucking package.
The epitome of Southern hospitality.
Yeah,
that's
my heart goes out to retail workers and people who have to work on the supply chain stuff, and truck drivers and boatmen and port smiths and all that stuff. Like, my heart goes out to all of them. But also, if you're getting paid to bring me a package, it has to come to me.
Okay,
what the fuck?
But if they had not brought any of it, I would have been less annoyed.
Okay, sure, yes, also that, but also the fact that they were like, yeah, no, the customer said that he wanted us to leave it here and he's gonna come and get it, and you're like, the fuck, no, I did. You could just literally ask the customer, oh, did you do this? No.
Why?
I don't think.
Why would I do that?
I think maybe 2 out of 10 people ask that. Most people are like, no, I want my shit at my house.
Yeah, generally I think it's like if you're out of town for some reason and you know you're getting a package, then you can be like, hey, just leave it at the post office.
Right.
I don't want anybody stealing off my porch.
Correct.
But they literally says that. So I look up like what the fuck does that mean? So I look it up, and like all the posts are like, oh yeah, apparently that's just if a postal worker either doesn't have time or doesn't want to deliver a package, they do that.
Well, it's gonna take me 15 minutes and I gotta go get a beer.
Like what? It's no, because it was at 10 in the morning. If it had been like
I said,
5:30,
I gotta go get a beer.
Again, if it was like 5:30 p.m., 6 p.m., would have been totally fine with it. It'd be like, okay, I guess you didn't have time, but also please bring it. I don't know, the Monday or whatever, instead of just being like, I mean, they'll get it or it goes back to Amazon. It's not my fucking problem,
right?
Because I think they only keep it for like 15 days before they just send it back. Sure. They don't call the customer. They don't ask if you want the thing. They just send it back. They're just like, meh, they obviously don't want it, even though we kept it from them. We're the people who have all the power here when it comes to their package, but nah, I didn't want it.
Right. But also, I'm just going to reiterate my thought that I have dated people whose parents were postal workers and delivered packages and stuff. And 10 a.m. is not too soon for them to be drinking. I'm just here to say right now, they were a crazy person, but also like, if it's your day off, you're allowed to do day drinking. But also, they were not off. They were just postal. There's a reason that term is postal for a reason. It's a reason. You do that. You let them do that. They're unstable. You do not talk to them. You do not touch them. You leave them alone. And then you hope that most of the packages make it there in one piece.
Sure. But like, and that's kind of the reason. It's not that I think they're crazy. It's that I try to be as nice to that people in that sort of job.
Yeah, totally. Yes,
because
look, as
we've
someone
been there
who has worked
as that
retail
person.
management for decades, yes, I get it.
I'm trying to be as mannerable and as nice and as understanding as I can in the situation.
Correct.
So I'm looking at all the stuff, and then I look up, and then Monday rolls around, no package. Tuesday rolls around, no package. And then this morning, I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I got to go fucking get it at this point. They're never going to bring it to me. So I look up like my zip code and like the closest postal office, and it's about 5 miles from my house, which sure. And I go over to that post office, stand in line for 15 minutes because the two people working the counter there are like 80 years old.
And I thought you were going to say they're like 17-year-olds who are just like,
no,
I don't want to be here, Charlotte.
No,
I want
they were like
TED Talks.
They were nice ladies, but they might as well have been actual Egyptian mummies.
Sure, they're actually, it's someone, a different kind of TikToker is going to come in there and be like, this is a paleontological dig where we're finding corpses working in retail.
Yeah, me as an urban explorer find things like this sometimes, and they're always fantastic.
Don't move. Their vision is controlled by movement. Yeah, she's like, where did you go? Did you need these stamps?
Like, did you vote for FDR? You're like, yes,
you voted for J. Edgar Hoover. No, I didn't.
So
I wasn't alive.
So like every movement they made takes, they're like bad animatronics at a theme park.
Sure.
And so I get there and the lady like looks at me and she's like, can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm giving my name and I'm like, hey, I'm just looking for a package. And then she goes back to look for it. Okay, and this is going to be important to the story.
And then we shoot a Life Alert commercial. She's like, "Help! I'm falling and I can't get up."
She goes back to look for it. Is back there for 10 minutes. Okay, I don't know. By the way, I don't know how many packages are in there, but it's not a big post office, and I don't know what she was looking for, especially because she goes back there, looks around for 10 minutes. I assume look around. She might have had a coffee for all I know. I wasn't back there.
She's like. I've got to take mine.
Yeah, she goes and finishes watching her stories and comes back. And then she goes, what did you say your zip code was? And I'm like, it's this. And she goes, oh, that's not this post office. I'm like, you had to look for that? What?
Sorry, I was watching Judge Drew Brown in the back. I was distracted.
So it takes all this time for her to tell me it wasn't ever going to be there. That package will never be in that post office. Then she tells me, she goes, yeah, it's this post office, which, by the way, across town. I have to drive.
Nice.
It was going to be about 10 miles. Now I have to drive about 20. Because I'm having to go to this part and go all the way over.
Man.
And she goes, do you know where that post office is? I'm like, no. She goes, well, it's by the U-Haul. I'm like, that's
so many different places rent U-Hauls now that is not helpful at all. Basically, she's like, any place that has a storage unit is going to sell U-Hauls. You're like, helpful. Anyway, I'm going back to watch Matlock. You have a good day, young man.
She literally says, it's by the U-Haul. And then I go, I don't, do you have an address? And she goes, no, you go down this road and you see the U-Haul on the right and it's right by the U-Haul. I'm like, that's not directions.
It's not even a building. It's just actually one U-Haul truck outside. And she just knows it just doesn't move.
Yeah, for all I know, the postal worker just hangs out in that parking lot by the U-Haul. Like,
they don't ever rent that one out. It's a local monument. It doesn't run anymore. It just sits there in that parking lot. We use it to get home. It's like a street
it's
sign.
It's where we used to hitch our horses, and now that's where we just put the mail that we don't want to deliver.
Yes.
It was an old trading post, and now it's just an outhouse.
Good God.
So I have to make my way all the way over there.
Sure.
Of course, going to drive. And at this point, I am fuming. I'm just like, I have been given the runaround by the internet and the postal service, and then the postal service again. So So I finally get to that post office, which is then, of course, it takes me like 30 minutes to get to that post office.
Right.
And I'm like, we're about an hour and a half into the trip at this point because of waiting in line, waiting for old people to be old people, and then driving and being in traffic. And then here we are back to waiting in line, which, by the way, this post office, I don't know how I've never seen it before because it's the size of a Walmart.
Is it like the local shipping facility then?
What are the old Walmarts? Like just the old school before they came to super centers.
Sure, I get that.
It looks like it's about the size of it. It's like because it's a residential and business post office, apparently.
Okay.
Great. That's where my package is going. Can't wait for them to investigate this fucking warehouse. Sure. It's probably the warehouse from Indiana Jones. They're like, sir, we've got our best men on it.
Right. Top men. And it's like literally, she's like, I'm going to go watch the People's Court. And you're like, oh my God, how do you work here at the same time? That's my twin sister, Barbara. We hate each other. We're sworn enemies. You're like, cool, great. I'm in hell. I just want my desk. I am in hell.
Yes, but yet, again, probably one of the biggest reasons of why I just have this ball of fury in the pit of my stomach now is because this is not my fault. I did not ask for this.
Right.
So I get to this post office, and again, it's another fucking line because, okay, I've already talked about how big this post office is and how it's for business and residential. Sure. There's one fucking guy at the counter. There are eight counters, and it's literally like, here's the first counter here. This man is all the way at the end. Like, if this were a movie, it would have done one of those comical zoom-ins all the way over to that guy, which, by the way, this man is is wearing the kind of look I could only describe as about to murder me. Because like he looks at every
special,
person.
I know it well.
Oh yeah, he just looks at every person in this building. And I wish you were dead because
you're disposable. You're disposable. I don't need you. I need this check. And you're like, whoa.
And also, so I'm 8 people deep, and for a while I'm kind of not paying attention, just kind of playing around my phone. But as we get closer, I'm starting to hear him, and this man, and I don't know why, and maybe it's just something they have to do, is very aggressive about stamps. I don't know why he's so aggressive about stamps, but if he asks you for stamps and you say no, he then asks you a questionnaire. Is why you don't want the stamps. It's just like, so would you also like to purchase some stamps? And I'm sorry, hold on, let me I got to get the character.
It is probably going to be.
You want to purchase stamps, and it's just like, no, I don't need stamps. What do you not mail things? It's like, I'm here, so no, not really.
I'm going to tell you right now, then you already know the answer to this question. It's probably because just like the way that most retail places have a stupid credit card or magazine offers, the Postal Service probably requires upsells because they make the most profit off of stupid stamps.
Okay, I get what you're saying, and that was my initial thought. But if that was the case, he'd ask you one time, you would say no, and he'd go, all right. But no,
that's not true. That's not true. That's not true because the way they do now and the way it was when I was working at a certain bookstore that I won't name is...
I've worked at the same bookstore, and I promise you I didn't do any of the things they told me to do.
I'm aware, but I also, as someone who is a manager there, know how I know how the stuff was made, and I know the conversations that were had where they were like, hey, guess what? If this person doesn't push the magazines, we cut their hours down until they quit, and then we get someone else who will. That's because retail is a corpse grinder, and it's terrible. So, yeah.
Or you could be like me, and you're too good at your job for them to cut your hours because they need you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is one of the few guys that's actually gonna do his job. No, I guess we gotta have him.
Yeah,
I guess I didn't even have to be good at my job. I just had to do it. So that put me like head and shoulders above like 99% of people.
It was definitely one of those things where it didn't help that one of the other people in your department at the time, just a little behind the scenes, little stuff here, so we're going to leave names out of it. Let's just say the other person in that department was the guy with the pencil in his brain from Family Guy. And it's not a joke.
Nice guy.
Nice guy. Batshit crazy. Literally was closing down the store one night, and this person literally just started
revealing too many details.
Just started screaming about things. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm.
Just started screaming. It was insane. It was the most. It scared me because they were having a full-on conversation on both sides.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Nightmares. I
but
thought
anyway,
we were going to have to escort that employee out because they were fighting someone, and it was just them on that side of the store by themselves, and it was like...
Oh, yeah, because the store was closed. We're like, who are they fighting?
Yeah, it was weird. Anyway, back to your desk story about the crazy man with the stamps.
So I hear the man with the stamps talk up to, like 8 other people in front of me. At this point, I've now been in line for a half hour. About 30, I waited for about 35 minutes before I finally got to the counter.
Right.
And he literally looks at me and goes, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "I'm here for groceries. What do you think you want?"
Not stamps.
What do you mean, what do I want?
He like flips his vest open and it's just stamps, like watches. He's like, "You want some stamps?"
Which, by the way, I think the stamp industry is taking some hits because like you look at the limited time stamps and they have examples. There's like one stamp here, a ocean of empty white space, and then one more stamp at the bottom. And I was like, I mean, shouldn't you have more stamps on this wall? Are those the only stamps you have?
Weird. Well, I mean, they always have those, like, the ones that are, like, supposed to be, like, these will always mail a package. And you're like,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then they don't because you need 36 of them.
But I finally get to him. He asks me what I want. And I go, well, I have some tracking details here. And it says that it was left here for pickup at the requested customer. And he goes, "Oh, but you didn't request it?" I'm like, "No. Why would I do that?" And he was like, "Oh, well, then you probably didn't do it." I'm like, "No way. I was in a fugue state. I called you."
What?
Yeah, he goes,
you didn't do it?
Probably didn't do it.
You didn't do it? You're right, I didn't. Well, you probably didn't do it. You're like,
thank you, postal man, for I needed the vindication. Thank you for this cherry that you put on the top of my day, sir.
Yeah, that's weird.
Really, I love you for this.
I like to think that he's a okay guy. He's just frazzled, probably.
I'm guessing he's probably the only guy. To be honest, he looked like the only man in the building. It's not a joke.
Right.
I didn't see a single other person besides him.
I get it.
So he's like, I remember we have that bit of back and forth.
Sure.
So
now you're best friends.
Yeah. We couldn't be closer. So he goes, "Do you have a tracking number?" And I go, "Yeah, hold on." And I start looking at my phone for the tracking number, and then I literally see him go, check his watch, and then go. And I'm like,
never mind, he's an asshole. I thought he might be a good guy. No, he's a dick. That's just come on, I got Papa Roach tickets. Let's get out of here. What are you doing?
Like, I'm not, by the way, he's this far from me.
Right.
I'm gonna see you.
Right. It like just assumes that you're just like in your own little world, or you're like, I saw that, and he's like, I wanted you to. And you're like, okay, well, fuck you, guy.
So I find the tracking number and I start giving it to him, and I'm doing that thing where you kind of try to be polite, where you give him about 4 numbers at a time. Right. And he looks at me, he stops typing to then go, "Sir, you can give it to me faster." It's like we could have had the tracking number done by the time you had literally stopped typing to tell me this.
Right.
But fine, whatever. So then I just rattle off, because the tracking number is about 87 numbers long.
You're just like, he's like, whoa, too fast. And you're like, oh, okay, asshole.
Yeah. So I rattle it off, and he goes, "What were the last 4?" And I'm like, "Oh, that was too fast for you." So I finally give him the tracking number, and then he looks at the tracking number. We've now done this. He looks at me, looks at the computer, and goes, "Sir, what's your address? Our system's down." I'm like, what's the fucking purpose of thinking?
Why did you have to give him the tracking number then? That's so dumb. That's foolish. Holy smokes.
Not only did I have to give it to him, he had to type it all in to then be like, "Oh, the system's not working." Okay. So finally, I'm like, "Okay, this is my address." And he goes, "Okay, wait right here." and he just like sighs and like goes off to the back. He's there for about 5 minutes, looking. Because by the way, I can see him. Like it's not like the old lady where she disappeared into the depths of the post office.
Right. You literally like look down the lane and he's just sitting there, just like scratching his butt, digging his arm.
No, he straight up looks like fucking Ollivander from Harry Potter. Be like, oh, is it this one? No, maybe no. This can't be that one. No, this one's perfect. Oh no, that one's not for you.
Wow.
By the way, he's looking at. I have literally told him it's a desk that I'm looking for,
and he's like looking at the tiny boxes. He's like,
this big. I'm like, it's not a desk for a hamster. What are you looking at?
You're like, it's not a just add water capsule, man. It's a desk. It's like, bloop, instant desk.
So again, and then he finally gets to it, and I see him see it, and then he looks at me, and he looks at the desk, and he just goes, grabs it, start trying to like pull it off the because whoever did it was a gigantic douche. Because the guy's about 5'4",
they put it up high, and it's a desk, right?
It's like tippy toes, like I'm gonna slide it off, and then it kind of like falls down. Which, by the way, I haven't looked at it. Probably broken. Probably gonna have to send it back. That's just my luck.
Good God.
Because I've seen the box and they're like dents in it where it looks like someone cracked it with a forklift.
Man, handle with care, right?
And no, it doesn't say that. All it says is heavy. It's just the only sticker on that desk is heavy.
But you said it's not heavy, so I'm confused
it's
about
not
that as
heavy,
well.
because I have upper body strength of a human being.
Sure.
It's maybe 20 pounds, maybe a little higher than that. It's not as heavy as the chair when I picked up that box, and it's not as unwieldy as the box that the fucking green screen came in.
Right.
Like nothing about this desk says shouldn't have brought it. So
right.
So he grabs that and he like, kind of shuffles along with the desk, kind of like flops it over the counter. Like it's just like, and it's just like, there you go. Thank you.
I don't sign for it or anything. Not to write anything from the system or anything. By the way,
didn't check my ID. I could have been anyone ever. Didn't ask me for my name. Didn't ask me to spell it. Just if I knew the name of the person or if any person who lives in this house and the address, you could have stolen all of my. You could have had the desk. Keep it. I don't even want it anymore. You deal with it.
He's your problem now. He's like pat him on the shoulder and leave. Yeah. Well, that's fun.
And then I don't know why I grab the desk and I'm carting it out to my car. Which, by the way, I have it under one arm like it's a fucking football.
Sure.
And then like right as I'm getting out the door, for some reason, like off in the distance, I'm like, "Have a nice day to you too, sir." I'm like, I will beat you with this desk. It's not even worth it to me anymore. I'll kill you with this.
Wow. That sounds like a very fun time. I hope your desk is okay.
Oh my God. If that disc is broken, I might just don't keep it together. I don't know if I want to have to do with sending it back. If I have to go back to the post office, I'm going to murder somebody.
In a lot of cases, I know a lot of cases, it's actually cheaper for them to just send you another desk than it is to ask for the other one back.
Great, then I'll just have the broken desk.
Right, so then you just have that to do something with. Yeah, no, God, yeah, because when I purchased, especially with heavier items like that for sure, but like when I got that, remember the Android, which it's in storage, but whatever, but like my Android 18 figure that I had, one of my Android 18s, the base was all fucked up, and I was able to make it work, but it looks fucked up. And the statue's fine, and I messaged them. I was like, "Yo, this shit's busted. I didn't spend this much money on this fucking thing for it to be busted." And they're like, "Replacements in the mail." And they're like, "Keep the other one. Sorry about it." And you're like, "Thanks." And you get it, and you're like,
sure,
"Nice." And now I have twins. Now I have 36 or 32 or whatever 218s is. I don't know.
36. You had it right the first time.
Cool. Good job. Way to go, me.
But yeah, so that is the draw, just to get a desk that I didn't ask them to keep.
Well, yeah, if you have to have another one, as chat says, you can make it an outside desk, and then you'll just have two.
Yeah.
Just put it on your patio and make lemonade on it.
Well, if it's broken, how am I going to use it?
Well, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it could be scuffed up and have punctures in it. It could still be structurally
Sure.
sound.
Yeah, I hope so. Because
I'm not
at
saying
this
to
point,
lay on it for your weird foot noodle mukbang. I'm just saying, like, you could use it to put a picture frame on, maybe.
I'm just so done with everything today. It was just like,
I
man.
get it.
And by the way, I left my house at 9 in the morning. Did not get back home till 11:40.
Fun.
I literally dropped my desk, came and sat down, and said, "Let's do a mic check."
Yeah, it's true. It's
Like,
true.
I don't want to look at it anymore. I didn't want to. At this point, I'm like, I might just leave it in the fucking box and just be like, pretend I have a desk.
You just you sit it in your lap and you're just like, and this is where I play. That is so much fun. I love my desk. Oh, desk. Yeah.
Because that's kind of how I felt when I got home.
He's having a mental break. No one look him directly in the eye. I love my desk.
No one tell him.
Desk is so good.
I literally put it down. I'm like, I don't even want to look at you right now. Like, I'm talking to this inanimate object because that's the mental state I'm in.
Well, all of this ongoing desk saga that I have known about and chat hasn't known about, that aside, have you played anything fun this week?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Because I'm trying to remember what I have played that hasn't been on stream, because I don't think it's been that much.
Yeah. We finally got a bit more of the Call of Duty event, the King Kong versus Godzilla event.
We did play some of that, and that is fun.
That's been some.
Apparently, I found out that apparently the new season of Apex is apparently has like a giant kaiju event in a zone that's just like a feature of the map, and it's not an event, it's just like part of the map. And also they've added PvE enemies to that game too, which now makes me go, well, considering Apex is an ongoing game and Warzone is going to be killed off soon for Warzone 2, is this the signal for the beacon to be lit and me to go back to playing Apex? Because I do like Apex. And I like Warzone. They're both fun. I don't like that Warzone keeps cutting. Like, they did Blackout mode, and then they killed it off. They did Warzone.
Yeah.
And now they're doing, apparently, like, they're talking about doing Warzone 2. And, like, my thing is, if the cosmetics don't carry over, I'm out.
That's a wrap for me. Yeah,
I'm out.
100%.
Yeah, because I bought the King Kong skin and I
all
bought
this fucking money on all this shit. No, I'm not doing it again.
Correct.
I let you slide on Black Ops because I could use it in Warzone. Correct. But if it all goes, I'm done. You lost me.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it for sure. That being said, that was fun. What else did we do?
You and I did the fucking Legend of the Veil quest finally in Sea of Thieves.
Yes,
that was a lot of fun.
So much fun. That is way more fun than Athena's missions will ever be.
It's also a lot funner than the fucking Shrouded Ghost event.
Yep, the Shrouded Deep was not a good time. That was boy howdy. Someone who has played countless
show
hours.
Doesn't begin to describe it. I think we've talked about it to death at this point, but still.
Yeah, but we can't stress it enough that
I will continue to beat them until they learn their lesson.
We didn't do it on. We didn't do it on the. Oh boy, that train is going nuts today. Sorry about that.
Hot train.
It happens. Yeah, suck train. It happens. We didn't stream that. We played that on our own free time, but we literally sat there it wasn't all in one session, but we did it multiple times to get to that point of waiting, and we waited a total of 12 hours to do a limited time thing. Why is
12 hours for literally minutes
literally half of a day of my life to do a 15-minute event.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That game is so good. I love that game so much. It is one of my favorite games of all time. It is one of the best games I've ever played. Holy shit, that event was poorly handled. That being said,
again, a lobby system. That's all we're looking for.
Yeah. That being said, they're apparently teasing the first mystery is finally going to go live, and that's exciting.
Oh yeah,
they're doing the adventures, which is like the ongoing like story things that like change the world and do that stuff, and then there's mysteries, which is like the ARGs that work both in game and out game, and the whole community has to come together to solve them. Which what will happen is someone in the community will solve it. I'll go get the reward. It's fine. I'm fine with that. It's fine. I have this to do. We're doing still standing stuff. We're always here. We're hanging out. We're doing other stuff. Like, I'm doing stuff
we'll
for
stream
this.
it like beating our head against the wall on a river.
Sure,
riddle, like,
sure,
oh
but,
god,
sure, but I'm not. But it's one of those things where it's like I'm doing other stuff. I don't have time to just sit around and be like, "What does that video say? What's that video say? It's the letter F. It's the letter F.
frame by frame.
F the chat. F the chat." You're like, "Nah, I don't have time for that, man. I got other shit to do." Like those are cool.
Enhance.
Yeah, those are cool. But I'd rather do other shit. I got more Legends of the Veil I can run.
Yeah, which by the way, that takes about 20 minutes if you know what you're doing, and it's fantastic.
It's super fun. It's way more fun.
A shit ton of Athena stuff.
Yeah, and if you do it with the Athena's flag up, you get the emissary mission, which then gives you more Athena stuff, which is also very fun. That was a good time. I really liked that.
Yeah, it's also. I guess we kind of talk about when you and I kind of like independent of each other. Kind of like went off in our own different directions and be like, hey, I'm going to play this single player game I haven't beaten the campaign of yet. And I've got time now.
Oh, yeah.
I went and I've started playing Marvel Spider-Man and I'm about 80% of the way through the campaign of that now. And you started playing Valhalla.
Right, which I had finished the story of, but I hadn't played any of the DLCs, like none of them. I started the French Revolution one before I stopped playing last time because that came out. There's like a new one or a new two that have come out, but I started the Irish one. They tell you the Irish one is about druids and werewolves. What they don't tell you is what you're actually doing. I've not seen a druid or a werewolf yet, but what I have seen is that you're opening trade lines and supply lines and making a like you're opening trading posts all over Ireland.
Yeah.
That is so my jam. You're giving me buildings to upgrade. You're giving me towns to upgrade. I love that part of Valhalla.
The druids and werewolves come into play. They're there.
Sure, okay. Well, they're not there yet, and I just keep opening more supply posts, and I'm just like, this is wonderful. I have towns to upgrade. Yay, towns. Watch the numbers go up.
I think the druids and werewolves are mostly just connected to the main story stuff, which I don't know how much you've actually done in that DLC.
Not a ton, but I've opened two trading posts, and I'm like, yippity-dee! I'm having fun with that.
They're like, hey, do you guys want to do you want to come and see the story? We got werewolves. You're like, no.
Yeah, I can open a tent over here that sells books. This one sells pelts. This one sells books. This one sells Jesus. It's literally like religious tomes. Cloaks, spices from afar. You're like, yes, give me all of the things. I want all of them.
But yeah, it's fucking. But
so I've been really enjoying that DLC so far, and so far I have been sold on it based off playing it more than actually hearing about it. Because I was like, okay, werewolves are probably going to be fine. I'm sure they're going for a supernatural thing, whatever. And it's like, no, it's just a boring trading sim. And I'm like, I love boring trading sims. Give me more.
Yeah, give me more of that. The supernatural stuff. No one cares about that. Give me the trading posts.
To be fair, my least favorite thing of Valhalla was actually going to the Jotunheim place, like going to like Asgard or whatever was cool. Like going and seeing that whole thing, going and doing that, and like the dream thing was neat. But like the second part where it was icy, I was like, I don't give a shit. So the fact there was a whole expansion based on that, I'm kind of like, I hope it's better than the second part, because the first part was neat looking and the second part just got on my nerves.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, I've actually only played Valhalla for about 6 hours, but I know all the stuff you're talking about because my fiance found out about Valhalla.
Right.
And then I'm pretty sure if I take, because she had to start a new game when she started playing on an Xbox on her own profile.
Right.
That's a whole other thing.
Playing on yours, and then go ahead.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she's probably put about 200 hours into that game.
I mean, it makes
like
sense.
She's got
it's a good game.
Time into Valhalla.
Right. It's a good game. I've been playing a lot of
Final
Fantasy 14.
My numbers aren't even close to rookie numbers compared to her.
Right. I mean, they also have a mode they put in that game in one of those updates that literally is like a river raid where you like literally you'll have to like choose different paths, and you can find like the armor of St. George. Just from doing this like roguelike thing where you try to go as far down the river as you can and get as much supplies and then dip out before they kill you, and then like
the problem is your ship people, like the people you bring with you, are all basically lemmings and they want to die, and if you don't keep at least one person alive throughout the whole thing, you might as it's just a wash because you can't open chests and doors without at least one person.
Yeah,
and they're all like, kill me with whatever you have, and you're like, no.
So you have to get like better recruits and upgrade them, and you also have to
the recruit levels don't matter. They're just idiots.
And you also have to get like more ration slots. You also have to make it where your boat can carry more, and you also have to alternate what lane of the river you go down. Because if you go down the heavy alert one if you go raid the same place you've already raided, then the really bad stuff is there, and it's terrible, and they'll murder you. So you have to like pick a different path and go over there, and yeah, but that's a lot more in depth than it should be. And the holidays in that game have been neat too. That being said, there's actually because I've been playing a ton of Final Fantasy 14 lately. Well, not a ton. I've been trying to play a ton during the downtime, but I've been getting back into the groove of playing that, doing my Beast Tribe dailies and stuff like that. But
I might start playing Final Fantasy 14 again with the downtime that we're apparently getting the first party game release.
It's just such a good game. It's so good. I could play it forever. And it's great because you can choose to play with people or without people. Like you can choose. It's like I don't have to play with you. I'm playing with you because I want to play with you. Like going to the Golden Saucer and doing like chocobo races as a community is very fun. It's like getting a group of people you know together and going race chocobos. Sure. So good.
Also, I played a match of Smite last night, and still not my jam.
Makes sense.
The Slipknot stuff came out, so I was looking at that. I was like, yeah, I'll play a match.
I got you.
Because I guess I had some, like, what do they call it, favor or whatever that I had at some point or another.
Favor is stuff you can like use to like you can like unlock gods that way, but like gems is like the stuff you actually buy premium stuff.
Yeah, gems is what I had. And I unlocked a chest for Slipknot. I got one of the skins. I'm like, cool. Let's see what this fucking looks like. And it's neat. It's cool to see that stuff in motion. And apparently you don't get the music pack until you get at least 3 unlocks on the Slipknot wheel or whatever from those chests, and then you just get the music pack for free. So maybe I'll just try to do some stuff where I can, get that stuff.
I think that you would enjoy Smite more if you actually knew what the fuck you were doing. I have no idea. It's one thing to like play it by yourself and just have the game be like, this is a wall of text, do what it says, and then it's like, okay, this is what you actually need to be doing. This is like this, like do it or whatever. Like,
I don't know the difference between the character classes, what they do really. I'm just like,
so it's
I
very
think I got a
daunting.
character for Poseidon, so I picked Poseidon. I'm like, I don't know what he does. I don't know what he's
Poseidon. For. He's so fun. He's so good. He's an area denial mage. You like put a whirlwind down on the ground, a whirlpool down, and it like slows people and does damage, and then you like literally release the Kraken, and a giant fucking thing comes out.
All I know is my team not a fan of me. They were not not fans.
Sure,
it's like what the fuck is this guy doing? He's not. Obviously did not know what the hell is happening in that game.
Yeah, people can be very toxic.
It was blood in the water in that.
That's the thing about MOBAs across the board is like people can be they just assume that everybody spends 7,000 hours a week playing those games.
Yeah,
they're just like,
I
this
think
guy's
the
doing
least
whatever.
Toxic MOBA players I've played with were probably in Dota 2. Those people were the people I played with in that.
That's because Dota 2 people are broken. Because Dota 2 matches take 7 years.
It's true. It takes a while.
Oh,
you better be in for the long haul.
Even on the turbo mode, it takes 45 minutes. Like Dota 2 takes so damn long, man. But there's a Final Fantasy. I don't know if it ends today or if it ended this morning. But there's a Final Fantasy 11. The other MMO they did for the anniversary of it. They're doing a crossover event. They can give you like a suit of like samurai armor from one of the characters from 11 that you can get as a transmog. That's been going on for the past couple weeks, and I did that. That was pretty. It doesn't take. It's like 5 missions you go do. It's not very long, but they're like public events, so you can do them with other people or you can do them by yourself. Did that, got the outfit. Was like, yeah, flex on them, because I'm a big Rogue Gaiden, because I want a character that's big like me.
Sure.
Wearing whatever. But other than that, that's all I have played. It's not been a very eventful week because there's not been a lot of releases. I have fallen off of Loot River and Trek to Yomi and all those things that we were playing. I finished Citizen Sleeper. I finished that. I got the ending that I wanted, and I was done with that. Yes, absolutely. I did finish that one. Got the ending that I wanted. I saved the characters that I wanted to save, and then I uninstalled it and said, this is a really great game. I will come back and play this another time because there's a ton of stuff that I haven't done in this. but I'm done with this for now.
Yeah,
like I tied a little bow on it, got what I wanted out of it, and I will come back to it at some point. If you've not played that, it's on Game Pass, and it is incredible. That game is so good.
After I've beaten Spider-Man, I haven't decided what, because I'm gonna play once I'm done with the story, I'll probably play the DLC, and I haven't decided if I'm, because I've thought about playing through Cyberpunk maybe now that I've got the time to actually do the thing, or to finally go back and beat Ghosts of another PlayStation game that I never beat, which was Ghost of Tsushima. Which, because to be honest, playing Trek to Yomi made me want to go play Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, apparently
this is cool, but
apparently a lot of people are pretty down on. Apparently, a lot of people have been pretty disappointed by Trek to Yomi, which like I feel like its style is it's more style than substance. Like it's very cool looking in its presentation, but like the parrying mechanic doesn't really work great. Like it's very floaty. Like the combos are fine, like they're neat, but like it feels like
the parry works fine, but when you parry and then try to riposte, that timing is fucked.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to be like it's like you're supposed to preload the combo. You're like, pow! Yeah. But because if you just like hit it and then do it, you instead of going parry slash, like cutting through the guy, you go parry slap, and it's like that's not what I meant to do at all. What are you doing?
Yeah, and the game punishes you for doing that.
Yeah, because instead of one slashing the guy, you now have to hit him 6 more times. Correct.
Yeah, it's just like, all right,
okay,
sure.
Well, let's move along into housekeeping. You may have noticed if you're watching us on Twitch, this is live. If you're not watching this live, then you're listening to this on the places that podcasts are available.
Yeah, or on YouTube.
Yeah. So, hello. Hi. We decided to move to a live format because it suits our style of content more, and it's been fun to hang out with the community rather than doing stuff on a screen in front of the community. So
yeah, I think people have been enjoying us more with this format than they were the YouTube stuff.
Yeah, it allows us to breathe a little more. I know that we don't, I know we're not like full on interacting with chat as much as we would normally when we're doing the podcast, because we're trying to keep the show going and trying to keep the acknowledgments to a minimum, so it's not like, oh hello Skullbash 95, thanks for the follow, oh hey Swag Stomper Scumbag for life, wow, thanks for joining us, oh good to see you, man, because you got a show to do, you got to keep the show going. But like, hey, we appreciate you being here, we love you, thank you. No matter where you're watching it, thank you. But hi, we're here. We're doing it live, so we'll do the podcast, and then we'll
come see us do it live. You get to see any technical difficulties that happen. Or,
so wonderful, everyone's favorite. So we'll do this, and then after we do the podcast, I'll probably jump into something, and we'll do that for a little while because Joe's got to dip out for some work stuff. So let's get into the news. That's my fancy graphic. It's just my hands. I just windmill.
Yeah, we had to wind up for the news. Yeah. We had to bring it around town.
Correct. So this first story, I'm going to get this one out of the way because I hate how much it washes out my face because the screen's white. Bloober Team is supposedly working on a Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah.
And also there are supposedly, there were pictures that leaked of Silent Hill, and then those all got pulled mysteriously by DMCAs from Konami, which lends credibility to those being real. So if they're not real, why would they take them down?
Maybe because it might not be real, but it also is like they don't want that out there. Be like, so they're constantly not being bothered by Silent Hill 2. They're like, shut up, we just want pachinko machines, leave us alone.
No, it's from what I understand, it's all but confirmed. People are asking Bloober Team, and Bloober Team is like, we cannot currently comment on what we're working on, wink wink, we'll acknowledge things when we can, wink wink. And a lot of people seem to be angry and upset that Bloober Team is doing that. I don't know why, because I feel like Bloober Team has been building towards doing a Silent Hill game for years. Like, I get that the medium's tech was cool and the story was bad. Like, I get that.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I didn't play it, and sure, but apparently the tech for that game is incredible, is what everyone says. They're like, wow, there's like some crazy stuff that you can do with the tech in that game, but the game itself was apparently not great. So using that tech, and I like the Layers of Fear games for what they were. Like, I thought they were fine. I know there are people who are like, you make trash. It's like, whatever, man. Like, it's like
Layers of Fear wasn't exactly as cerebral as they would have told you it was.
No,
because they had to tell you every 10 minutes how cerebral it was.
sure, yes. Also, Layers of Fear 1 is a super old game at this point in internet time, so.
That's very true.
But Layers of Fear 1 was a game where they told you all your choices were this and that and whatever, and it actually boiled down to go towards the danger, get the best ending. Run away from the scares, get the worst ending. Run towards the scares, get the best ending. That's literally how that worked in that game, which was unfortunate that you could water it down that way to do that. But
yeah, and that's it's one of those things. Like I'm of two minds about it. Where I will always be a person who recommends that game for people who like horror games, because that game it does things with horror that not a lot of the other games have done in the history, where it relies more on atmosphere and the things you don't see,
right.
and relying more on your own brain to fuck with you more than it is like there's always a scare on screen. It's more like, oh shit, something's coming, I know it's coming, there's something behind me, but I know if I look at him he's going to stick his dick in my eye, so I'm not going to look at him, but I know he's there and he's chasing me. But Bloober Team I don't feel like is good with subtlety, and that's my reservation on it, is because that's what Silent Hill relies on. So especially Silent Hill 2.
Yes. So my thought is that they are good at doing the environmental stuff, but not the subtlety stuff. Because instead of being like, you find a thing over there and it's like, Dad was a real drag, it'll be like Bloober Team will like write a thing on the wall that says like, you know, piece of shit, piece of shit, piece of shit, piece of shit. And you're like, oh, someone in this room had a mental break and wrote piece of shit on the wall. And it's like, you find a piece of paper, it's like, she wrote piece of shit all over the wall. What is up with this? Why did she write this here? And it's like, oh, she must have thought someone was a piece of shit. And that's how they would do that. But considering that they can do cool stuff with atmosphere, and considering that Silent Hill 2 is a already established game, they have a blueprint to work with. If they could just modernize it, I like to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, all right, cool, do that.
I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm also that person who's going to be like, leave it alone. You guys had something with Silent Hills. That was what the closest you've been to Silent Hill 2 since Silent Hill 2.
Sure.
And they're like, we're not going to do that
forever ago.
Because fuck it. We're never going to take this series in any new directions. We're going to keep digging up a corpse and marching that out for you. We're going to Weekend at Bernie's bouncing around like a marionette.
It's supposed to be two. It's supposed to be a 2 remake from them.
Yeah.
And then there are rumors that Annapurna might be making some smaller short story style visualization things. And then there's rumors there will be a new Silent Hill like main series being made by Konami proper, which here's my thing. They did this before where they made like 5 games and they just blasted them out one March. Do you remember that?
Yep. Yes, I do. And none of them were great. They were all, at best, they were okay.
Was it the PSP or the Vita one? One of those I really liked. It was like a Diablo. It was like an isometric top-down game. That one I liked. That
might have been the PSP.
Was that Book of Memories?
Yeah,
I liked that game. I don't care what anybody says.
One of them I know came out on the Wii.
One of them was on that one, whatever the handheld one was. One was I liked. The one on the 360 was a Downpour. That one was fine. It was okay. I feel like you were running from the smoke monster from Lost more than you're running from actual monsters, but whatever.
None of them were particularly. I wouldn't have called any of them good.
I also will be real honest. I don't think any of the Silent Hills are particularly great. I think they are fine for what they are, and I love Silent Hill 4: The Room, and I love Silent Hill 2. But I will say, I will take any Resident Evil over any Silent Hill any day. I would rather play Code Veronica than play Silent Hill 2.
Oof, that's not my jam. That is not my opinion, but I respect yours.
That is how much I think the Silent Hill games do not hold up. That is why I'm okay with them making a modernization of 2, because 2 has a very interesting story, and boy, that game does not hold up. And every remaster they have ever done themselves, they put all the text in an AI, and it all just came out in Comic Sans. Also, they fucked up the fog in the remakes. Do you remember that when they did the HD remasters and the fog was gone?
They just didn't see that. You couldn't. Nothing was obscured.
See in every direction. It's supposed to be like 3 feet in front of you. You're like, I can't see anything. But which helped with the atmosphere and helped with that constant feeling of dread, which is what makes, which I always thought made Silent Hill 2 great. And also, the combat was bad, but it made sense because you're just a dude. You're not fucking. Super Soldier 94. Correct.
And you've got a 2x4.
I get that, but also The game controls like shit.
Yeah, but I would also say that a lot of the old school Resident Evils also control like shit.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing.
Controls are awful.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying I don't think Silent Hill is as good as people think it is, and that's why they haven't made one in a decade. That's what I say. And that's where we'll leave that. We'll see what happens to it eventually.
Oh yeah, that is a hill I will die on. I absolutely think Silent Hill 2 is great.
I think it's a great story. I think it's a terrible game to actually play. That's where I stand. The new Star Wars Jedi game, semicolon, name has been revealed.
Star Wars, like the Fallen Order games, or
yeah, well,
like,
no. See, Fallen Order,
about, like, the Jedi Knight games.
No. Fallen Order is the subtitle after the colon. So it's the Jedi series. It's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah. So the next one is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Apparently, is what everyone is saying.
Sure.
Sure, whatever. That first game was incredible. I'll play whatever the second one is.
I might be one of the only people who have played that game and like, yeah, I don't like this. Yeah. Why is your screen doing that?
It's because this page is done in a really, really terrible format where it's the header is pitch black and then the rest of the page is solid white.
So
and
so
when I scroll literally anywhere past the title, it does this and looks fucking terrible and also blinds me. So that's fun.
That's amazing.
I hate that. That's really bad. That's bad. Don't do that. I don't know why daytime mode is still a thing. No one likes it. Everyone uses nighttime mode because you want to be able to read and not have your eyes blown out when you're sleeping. You're like laying in bed at night. You're like sitting there. You're like chilling in your car when you're waiting on somebody to show up or something.
You're like,
and you're just like sitting there and you're just like, I'm checking the nighttime. It's good. I'm checking it. It's like, oh, it's dark. Or you like put it on bright time mode and it's just like, Sauron is coming, run!
The bacons are lit.
Yes. So talking about Star Wars, that new Lego game has been selling like crazy.
Yeah.
Like a ton. Like it apparently achieved the highest launch month dollar sales for any Lego title in history.
I mean, it makes sense. In my opinion, it's probably the best Lego game that's come out.
It is the best Lego game, and I've played all of them, and it is the best one. It is so good. I believe it actually sold Elden Ring numbers.
Yeah,
I believe,
right? It outsold Elden Ring.
I was looking for it says it is the second best-selling game in the United States in 2022, behind Elden Ring. So yeah, so that's that. But hey, guess what?
But both Elden Ring and Lego have outsold Call of Duty, which is
But guess what? If you haven't played Skywalker Saga and you like Star Wars, go play that game. It's
Absolutely.
really good. It's so
especially
good.
For some of the movies you may not think are great. It does the best telling of those stories in those movies.
Yes, the General Grievous Obi-Wan fight is a dance-off battle. You literally have a sword fight, and then you start doing a rap battle, and then you start breakdancing, and then fighting.
Instead of Obi-Wan not fighting with his lightsaber and kicking Grievous in the shin with his bare foot like an idiot.
Yeah, it's really good. Also, moving on to the next thing, that online thing for the Switch that I refused to pay for the upgrade just added the best Kirby game of all time. So, that's every day we drift closer to God. Which in this case is a bad thing because religion
Kirby
is poison.
64.
Yeah, Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards is the best Kirby game because you can combine the powers. You literally have twice as many powers in that game.
I haven't played it since it was on the 64, but I do remember enjoying it.
That game is so good. A lot of people were angry because
I remember enjoying Yoshi's Story, and I don't feel like that game held up the last time I played it.
No, it does. It's really good. Somehow those 3D graphics still hold up in this really crazy way. I like it.
It looks good, but it's still kind of meh.
It is simple, but it's probably because it's just Yoshi's and it's not just you being like the crazy thing about Yoshi's Story, and the reason you may think it doesn't hold up as well, and I could concede the point, is Yoshi's Story, unlike the other Yoshi's Island games, you got to the end of the level and you were done. Yoshi's Story is all about collecting fruit to get happy.
Yeah.
And so if you get to the end of the level and you don't have enough fruit, you're probably 5 years old. And so it starts you over at the beginning of the level with your fruit total, and you then have to go collect fruit you missed. until you fill the whole screen with fruit, which is like whatever. And so on that point, I could see it being like a baby game. But like the stuff about like the secret Yoshis and shit blew my mind as a kid. I was like, "There's a black Yoshi and a white Yoshi, what?" But I've heard people on other podcasts recently talking about how they hated Kirby 64 because when you put 64 on a game, that meant it was really good and crazy because Mario 64 was so good and Star Fox 64 was so good. And I'm like, and Kirby 64 was so good. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a great game.
It's like you're right. If you put 64 on something,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm glad we could come to this agreement.
Absolutely right. It's a very good game. They're like, but it was 2D. It was 2.5D. It was like you were doing 2D on like a rotating level that like as you went through the environment, there was like a backdrop and stuff, and you went left and right, but it like would rotate you around on a path. And it's like, yeah, you know what? It's still really good. I don't care if it's a chunky Kirby on a thing. It's still
Also,
really good.
Games after that did that, and they called it, just like one of the best games ever, like Fez and stuff like that, where it's just like, hey, you can change a level because you start thinking it's 2D and then turns it's like 2.5. It's like, yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. No, also the power combo system is absolutely my favorite thing in that, and everyone should go play that because it's very good. I get that there are some Kirby games that have like full on, like when you get a power, there are fewer powers, but the powers give you like full on combos and stuff you can do.
Sure.
And that's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, that is very cool. But being able to like be like, oh, I have the sword, the cutter power, and it's like, oh, well, I have the stone power. Well, if you throw the stone and the cutter power together, you get statue carving abilities. So you can like carve yourself into the different animals, like the animal pals from the other Kirby games. Like you can turn into like the little hamster guy and do like the double jump, or you can turn into the bird and you can be like fly yourself in the air. And because you're made out of stone, when you let go, you just plummet like a rock and just smash into enemies. Super great. That game's so good. So I think I just did the best promo for something that I don't pay for.
You're like, it's not worth it, but also Kirby 64 might be worth it.
Yeah, Kirby 64 real good. I really like that. Okay, well, Square Enix.
On top of all the other games we also thought were good on the 64.
Yeah, well, the thing I'm worried about is with that whole thing is that Nintendo's emulation on the Switch.
It's poorly emulated, unfortunately.
Garbage. Like looking at the Ocarina of Time, you're like, what the fuck is this? The bootlegs are better than this. What is this? Is an official thing you want money for?
Telling you right now, if when Super Mario RPG, if and when it gets added to the SNES, that's when I'll start paying for it.
Is that not already on there?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Maybe not. I don't remember.
It was on the.
Here's the thing: I pay for the online, but I don't pay for the 64 boost. I pay for the thing that allows me to play Animal Crossing and go fishing online with friends, and it gives me the NES and the SNES.
It was on the little tiny SNES they put out years ago.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But I don't think they have it on their online service for whatever fucking reason. Yeah. Probably still to this day might be my favorite SNES game. I don't
That
care
track
what
lives in my
anyone
head
else has
rent
to
free.
say.
That track lives in my head rent free. Fucking Geno's Woods.
You can have it be whatever Zelda game you want. It's still Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, it's really good. Square Enix wants to establish new game studios after just selling a ton of them. They were like, we're going to take that money. We're going to start new studios because those studios, I don't want these studios. These studios are dead. We want new studios. They're eating chips. They're imitating the Joker. They're like, I need a glass of water and some new studios because these studios are dead. So,
Chrono
that's a
Trigger might be
thing.
tied for Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's just crazy to me. They sold all these studios and they're like, guess what? We're investing in NFT, blockchain, and new studios. You just sold studios. We did.
Yeah.
We sold them for pennies because we're psychotic.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, if Babylon's Fall can go through the floor, but if you're not selling a million copies,
literally,
then what are you even doing?
They're down to a single player, and they're still like, no, we're committed. We're doing this. This is happening. By the way, this is going to happen regardless.
Again, I'm pretty sure this is at this point, I'm pretty sure Babylon's Fall is a money laundering scheme.
Allegedly, a joke. He's joking. Don't sue. He's a tee-heats for funnies. Wink, 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 wink.
Yeah. Yes, allegedly, it's a money laundering scheme. Because when you have a business that has no customers, yet you still say is making money.
People said the same thing about the Embracer Group. Allegedly, Was they were like, where's this money coming from? You just keep buying stuff, but none of you've put out a game yet. So what's happening over here?
It's true.
So where's that money coming from? Great question. Don't break my knees. I like them.
Investors. That's what we'll call them.
Probably they're just investing in investments.
Yeah.
Speaking of investing in investments, the Multiversus, that Smash Brothers thing that WB's making, the free-to-play thing.
For that. It looks weird.
It looks incredible. That game looks incredible. The one weird thing that I will say about it, why is the Iron Giant a playable fighter? His whole thing is that and I know everybody's already talked this to death, I get it, but this is my podcast, goddammit, and I'm going to talk about it on my podcast. Why is the Iron Giant a playable fighter? The whole thing is
for the same reason the Shaggy meme is a playable fighter.
Okay, but like Shaggy is like a hippie and he eats sandwiches and he goes Super Saiyan because that's the meme. The Iron Giant's whole point of his movie was he's a war machine that decided not to be a war machine, and they're like, yeah, let's put the non-violent pacifist robot that's supposed to be a war machine. His whole character arc is that he is not actually a war machine that does war stuff, and let's put him in the fighter. That's the weird thing.
That was my thought until Iron Giant got to actually meet Superman. I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna cry.
Sure, yeah, I get that. Like that's definitely I'll concede that point, but it's still super fucking weird. That being said, watching Shaggy go Super Saiyan and punch Bugs Bunny so hard that his neck breaks was incredible.
Yeah, and then I guess also you have people who are actual murderers in that game.
Yeah, Arya Stark is
Arya Stark and Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
and you're like, all right,
it's true. I guess we can go ahead and talk about the Nickelodeon one, the DLC news for that one.
There's a ton of Looney Tunes in that game, apparently, and I guess they're just using everybody in that.
Did you see the stuff for... Let me do that.
A lot of Looney Tunes in Justice League, because I think there was Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman from the Justice League, and then you had Tasmanian Devil, Bugs Bunny.
Sure.
As far as the Looney Tune stuff, I think there was like one other Looney Tune. Also, Harley Quinn's also from DC.
Mm-hmm. And Batman and Superman, apparently. Probably Wonder Woman as well, if I had to guess.
Yeah, she's in that last little hero shot. And then I think a bunch of people from Scooby-Doo, because I think I saw Shaggy, Scooby, Velma was there.
I don't remember seeing Scooby, but I know that Velma's there, which is weird too.
Like all right, sure, Velma. And but I do think it's funny that Iron Giant hasn't actually been. I mean, it's relevant to us because we loved that movie as children, but he hasn't actually been in a movie since
Ready Player One.
Yeah, he was in Ready Player One, and then before that, 1998?
Yeah.
99?
Hog hug. I go, you stay. No follow.
Yeah. Still, Vin Diesel's still his best role. This is Iron Giant.
Yeah, because all he's done since then is go, we got family, or I'm Groot. That's
or Riddick.
He hasn't done that in like 20 years, though.
No. The Riddick came out in 2016.
Was there a new Riddick movie?
Oh yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Somehow I don't believe you. I feel like this is a time
literally
hole.
Titled Riddick.
That sounds weird. That doesn't sound right.
And then there's a fourth one coming out at some point.
He's gonna have to pull in a lot of family to win the day with his weird silver eyes.
They've already got the script done and approved. I remember he posted on his Instagram about it. I like the Riddick series, but that's I'm except for Chronicles of Riddick, which I feel like is pretty much panned by most people.
Which is sad because the game that branched off that was one of the best movie video game things ever. That Butcher Bay game or whatever was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And then the remake was good too. It actually had a very fun PvP that no one played except for me and like two other people.
Makes sense. I just realized that I have Vampire Survivors open on my computer whenever I was playing it before I was waiting on you for mic check.
Surprised it's not making your computer run at this just like half speed.
Well,
but I guess there's nothing on the screen right now.
It's literally just on the title screen, so I can just go ahead and close it. But yeah, that was really funny that I was just like, oh wow, Vampire Survivors, how about that? No, I guess we'll talk about the Nickelodeon brawler, their Smash Brothers thing, because that game really needs voice acting so bad. The Nickelodeon one, people really like the way it plays, but it doesn't have any voice acting. Also,
it's got no lines or anything.
So they have it's just like voice boxes that pop up and no one says anything. But they're adding, what is it, Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life, Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot, and Hugh Neutron, which is pretty awesome. Sorry, Jimbo, you're going to the Shadow Realm. Like, cool. Okay, here we go.
He's
so
gonna hug you like a caribou.
Yeah, so he is going to be look. So he is going to be one of the meme fighters for sure. People will definitely play him. He will be amazing.
Well, I feel so is Nigel.
Yeah, man. But Nigel like does all these moves based on animals and stuff, which is kind of amazing.
I know, but he's still basically a meme.
Yeah, but still, yeah. I do feel like, I feel like Rocco's also not a fighter, so like, there's a lot of weird stuff like that. They're just putting people in there at this point. It's like Nickelodeon has a lot of like non-violent people, and then you have like Aang, and it's like, he's gonna kick all your asses. He's literally God. Like, SpongeBob's not gonna win this fight. Sorry.
I don't care what kind of karate he knows.
Right, and then SpongeBob's like, ah! And then he dies. Like, that's it. Like, Aang just like blasted him with a torch, and he just burned him to death.
Yeah, because he's still a sponge.
But apparently there was a line in the XJ9 files where there was a line that came out that she would say, "You wouldn't like my brain, it's all circuity." And that was a reference to the Zone porn parody.
Yeah.
And so they had to remove that line because someone was like, "Oh, wow, the Zone thing." And then Zone played that game and was like, "This game's pretty cool."
I don't know if you guys know this, but it's pretty funny.
Way to go. And then they took them after as soon as Zone acknowledged it. If you don't know who Zone is, you're lying. I don't believe you. But also, we all know who Zone is. It's a public secret.
Public secret.
Yeah, we all know. We just don't talk about it. But I'm here talking about it, so whatever. Yeah. So the moment that you've seen the animations, shut up, you prude, you liar. Then the moment Zone acknowledged it, they were like, "Oh wow, okay," and then they took it out. Like, "Oh, okay, have this in there." It's like, okay, yeah. All right, whatever. So that
people are gonna get the wrong idea about Nickelodeon.
Yeah, so that was a thing that happened, and we'll move right along. That Fall Guys. I'm thinking about buying Fall Guys before it goes free to play.
Yeah, when is it? Sometime it's like the end of June, right?
It's going free to play on June 21st, and if you buy it on Steam, it'll be leaving Steam unless you own it on Steam, and then you'll get all the updates and stuff the way they did with Rocket League and stuff, but you don't need to buy it there anymore. It will be moving over to the Epic Game Store and Xbox and Switch and everything else, and it'll be free to play. But you get like up some stuff if you play. It'll also have full cross-play, full cross-progression. It says that they will also be launching they'll be launching like premium series, and you get the first season for free. So basically, buying the game now, you're basically paying for the battle pass if you don't already own it. You will get the legacy pack that includes spangly cosmetic items and everything in the game's first season pass for free included. So cool, great. They already have free progression paths in the game. Already have free seasons you can do. They're just adding supercharged versions that you can purchase, and that first one will be free if you buy it. So that game has always looked fun, but it's never been on something that I've felt like playing it on. I guess I can play it on now that it's going to get cross-play and stuff. I can now play it. I can at least buy it on Steam and then just start playing it free to play on Xbox if I want to. It's fine, whatever.
That's true. Just keep all your stuff that you currently have.
Yeah, well, you have to sign up. You have to sign up with an Epic Games account. You have to log in with that, and that's how you get your progression, just like Fortnite. So that's the thing. Final Fantasy's 35th anniversary. Oh, do you have something to say? Sorry,
it's just Fall Guys is one of those games like you kind of look at it, you go, that'd be fun to play, and then you kind of look at it, you go, that would be fun to play, but I don't know for how long.
It looks like it would be really fun. It looks like it'd be really fun to play with the community. It could be fun to like play with me and you. I just don't know how much I would play it by myself.
Yeah, that for me that'd be a no-go by myself. I would not be doing any solo.
It looks like it would be a lot of fun with other people. Why do these websites not have nighttime modes? I hate this.
It's not as fun unless you have someone else to like scream along with you.
Correct. Final Fantasy's 35th anniversary. Uniqlo is how I think that's supposed to be said. The merch people that always do the Monster Hunter crossovers and stuff.
Sure.
They're doing a collection of every Final Fantasy. They're doing a shirt for every Final Fantasy, and spoiler alert, every shirt is $20. And
I've seen some of those, and they look fucking awesome.
And as of the writing of this article, 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, and 12 are all sold out.
There it is.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So, you can buy 7 because I guess they wanted everyone to buy 7. Also, as of the writing this article, GameSpot has pulled together. I'm just pulling this from GameSpot because they had the current sizes. This is why I'm using this. So hey, thanks GameSpot. The current sizes in stock are for 5, small and medium, and then 6 is extra small to medium. 7 is extra small to medium. 8 is extra small to medium, double XL, triple XL. 9 is extra small to medium, double XL, triple XL. 10 is extra small to large. 11 is extra small, extra large, and triple extra large. 13 is double XL and triple XL because I assume they made one of I assume they made one of every size of that and sold all 5 of them. Because those games, I hate those games. 15 is extra small to large, and 16 is not out yet and somehow is extra small to medium.
They have a shirt for 16 already?
Yeah, sure do.
All right, sure, why not? It's probably just the logo, I assume.
Yeah, probably. Probably so.
Yeah. I'd probably get the ones I'd probably want would be like 7, 8, and like probably 14, maybe 9.
I'd like 14s.
But I'm not an extra small or medium.
I'm a 3X man, so
I am not in that range.
Yeah. It literally feels like they made
that I had to buy that chair. I am not an extra small.
It is insane that is an MMO that has literal millions of people, and they're like, we're gonna make like 12 shirts. It's like the housing market in 14. What the fuck are you doing?
Which apparently is still fucked.
Well, they have a lottery system now, which does take some of the stress away from you. Don't have to like show up and do the thing. You just have to show up and like put your money down, and it's automated after that. Then it just pulls a ticket, and maybe it's yours, maybe it's not. But if it's not, at least it's fair. You didn't have to wait because someone ran there before you and bought it. Like, at least it's fair as far as that goes. But there has been bugs with that where it's been selling the lot to the house, and so no one was getting it because the house could buy itself, and it was weird. So that was a problem. Let's see. Take-Two acknowledges Red Dead Online's community's frustration, but they're not acknowledging they're bringing any new content to Red Dead Online, which is unfortunate because
when was the last update? Wasn't it like 2 years ago?
It's been like a year or so ago. Yeah, it was it was the Bounty Hunter update because they did the Moonshiner.
Yeah,
and they did the update to the Bounty Hunter. They haven't done anything else because I think the last update happened like a little while after COVID started.
Yeah, and it's just been nothing since then, which I was never big into Red Dead 2 online anyway, so it's not a big deal for me.
I love that game.
I know you were for a long time.
Game. It is incredible. Yeah. It's one of the best games of all time. It is such a fun co-op game to play. I take that back. They did add a new mode that is like a horde mode in the online you can play. You like have to like protect like encampment of civilians from like bandits that are like running up in canoes, and you're like blocking a beachhead kind of thing. There's different settings for that. That's a cool mode. That's fun.
But I wouldn't consider that a major content.
But it's not. No, it's not a major. It's not. But that's like the last update I could think of though. That one is fun, but it's not.
The Red Dead 2 community is like, hey, we're here, and they look over at the GTA Online community and see all this new stuff coming out. They're like, where's our stuff? We don't get anything. We like playing your game too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Red Dead 2 Online has anywhere near the following that GTA Online does.
It doesn't, but that's because that game has been out for over a decade. So, you know. It's also sold more copies than the Bible at this point.
Sure.
Dead by Daylight is doing a dating sim.
Yeah. Gonna get smooches from the trapper.
I was gonna say that sounds like something that falls into our particular wheelhouse, sir.
Who are you dating in Dead by Daylight? I have to know.
It is a visual novel set on Murderer's Island, featuring the Huntress, the one who sings. It's a nightmare. The Wraith, the Spirit, and the Trapper.
I was right.
And they're all animeified, and they're all kawaii. And the Trapper has mad himbo energy. The Huntress is
I bet.
Cute. Yeah, he's like really wearing like a strongman onesie, and he's like flexing with his weird bloody mask, and you're like,
I feel like the Huntress, based on her character model, could also be fucking flexing because she's a She's a handsome woman.
She is a very well, yeah, but she's got her bunny mask
built.
on. Yeah, she's got a bunny mask on. If you've ever seen Anna's beach outfit in Overwatch, that's what the spirit looks like with the sun hat and the scarf wrapped over her. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's coming out sometime this summer. And I mentioned that to bring up the fact that Overwatch Anniversary Remix Volume 2 has gone live, because apparently they were like,
You've
hey,
got to be kidding me.
Nope. They're like, hey, we have more skins to do and more stuff to do. So they've added more. They've extended the event and done more. So from May 17th to May 24th, you can get the Dr. Ziegler Mercy skin. So they're bringing back these events, so you can do these if you missed them. So if you want if you want Mercy's Doctor outfit, you can get that week 1. Week 2, you can get the I might have to get that one. That one's really good. Mardi Gras Ash.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that sounds very good. And then week 3 is the one that I actually give a shit about, the one that I missed, and I'm really sad, and I cried, and I was so angry. I'm gonna have to play Overwatch. God damn it. It's the Maestro Sigma skin, the one where he has like bassoons and cellos and shit, and he like conducts. So
that's gonna be.
I know what I have to
I'm
do.
guessing.
That is May 31st to June 7th that week. So it's already started. So if you want Dr. Mercy, you have to play May 17th to 24th. Week 2 is May 24th to the 31st for
I wonder if they're gonna have Yeti Hunt available, so I can just knock that out in a day.
The Brawl schedule, I can tell you right now. Winter Wonderland Snowball Deathmatch, May's Snowball Offensive, Yeti Hunter, and Freeze Thaw Elim will be on May 17th, May 24th, May 31st, and June 7th. Year of the Tiger.
I've already missed it for this week.
Well, no, because it's also on the last day of that event.
Yeah, that's true.
It's on the 24th as well. And then there will be Year of the Tiger, Capture the Flag, all the Capture the Flag stuff. The Archives missions will be a thing on May 19th, so I'll just play the story missions.
Yeah, I was about to say I might play that tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll just do that. That'll be fine. And then that's the story missions, and then after that will be the challenge missions, and then it'll be Summer Games, Lucio Ball. Everyone will log off that day because no one gives a fuck about Lucio Ball. It is not fun.
Yeah, I don't think I actually ever played it when it was an event.
I have never won a game of Lucio Ball. I still have that chest there waiting for me to win a game, and I haven't. Then it is Junkenstein's Revenge, and then is Junkenstein's Revenge and Halloween Terror Challenge mode missions, and those are all the dates are all listed on those. I'm not going to list those because it's just a month of fucking day numbers. Like I'm not going to mention that, but. And they have new skins of like everyone's purple this time instead of being like all white versions of evil skins. Everyone is purple this time, so it's like Symmetra's dragon skin is getting a purple version. Hanzo's wolf skin is getting like a purple and dark version. It's like Sombra's kitty cat skin is getting like a purple version, and I forget what the other ones are, but everything's purple this time. But it does look they look way better than the first batch, which were all just white skins. So that's
the white colors.
Yeah. Game Pass is getting a ton of crazy new stuff. They are getting. Give me a second. I have this pulled.
I know they're getting a bunch of they're getting like all 3 of the recent Shadowrun games.
They are getting on May 17th on PC Her Story. They're getting Jurassic World Evolution 2, which is a game I want to play. I've been waiting to play on that one. I'll probably just play it on Game Pass. Little Witch in the Woods. Skate will be on the cloud. That's weird. And then Umurangi Generation Special Edition, which is a game I hear a lot about and I've never played. On May 9th.
All came out yesterday?
Yes. May 19th, Farming Simulator 2022 will be coming on there, and I think like 19 or something will be leaving, so like you get the newest one, which that's cool. Also, May 19th on PC on Game Pass, Vampire Survivors, baby.
So if you haven't gotten it already, even though it was only like a $3 game, you have zero excuses now.
Which makes me happy because that means... Because that means that it's one of the best games of the year. Everyone's playing this game. It costs nothing. It has like unlimited content, and Microsoft has written them a fat fucking check for it. Like, here you go, Vampire Survivors. I love that. Get
Keep
that bag.
doing what
Get
you're
that.
doing. They're like, yes, thank you, Daddy Microsoft.
Yeah, get that bag. I love it. May 24th, Floppy Knights and Hard Space Shipbreaker will be coming out. Hard Space Shipbreaker only on PC, unfortunately. But that is a game I'm interested in, so I might look into that one.
Sure.
May 26th, Sniper Elite 5. May 27th, Pac-Man Museum Plus and Cricket 22.
Man, we're going to do a Let's Play Cricket. Do a versus.
The games that are going away are EA Sports NHL 20, Farming Simulator 19, Knockout City. Didn't expect an EA game to be leaving. That's weird. Resident Evil 7.
Maybe it's going free to play or something.
Spellforce 3, Super Hot Mind Control Delete, and Yes Your Grace. Those are all leaving. We talked about Fall Guys.
Yeah.
So we've been playing the Call of Duty mode with the giant stuff, right?
Yep.
If PUBG would actually do the stuff they do on their mobile version on their actual game, I would probably play PUBG, but I'm not playing the phone version. Fuck that. But the new version of that it's an Evangelion crossover. They had a Jujutsu Kaisen and an Arcane crossover, and now they have an Evangelion crossover where the actual giant suit runs around.
Yeah, apparently PUBG is like Fortnite crazy only on the mobile version.
Yeah, and they're like, I literally saw an
No
article.
one wants to play.
I literally saw an article where they were like, wow, our mobile version makes so much more money than our console and PC version. And it's like, no shit. It's because one of them is like, do you like cornbread? And the other one is like, on mobile, is like, do you like tres leches? It's like, yes, I love tres leches. I like cornbread sometimes, don't get me wrong. But tres leches, I'm never going to turn down tres leches.
They're like, mobile version's like, hey, we're getting Evangelion. And then the console version's like, man, we got frying pans.
Yeah, we have like 10 frames a second. It's great. You should play it. No thanks.
The best.
Yeah, fuck that.
I also feel like, because I know sometimes the mobile games, because I know people that have played like Fortnite and Call of Duty and stuff on mobile, and they're fairly optimized for mobile, and I don't know if PUBG is or not. Because I mean, even in the console version, it doesn't control great.
I have no
It's
clue.
not exactly the smoothest game you'll ever play.
Let's just get this.
Fine.
Let's just go ahead and get this one out of the way. Starfield and Redfall have been delayed.
Who knew? Everyone should have known.
If anyone is surprised about that, you are so out of touch. I do not know why release dates are even shown anymore. They don't. There's no reason to do them because they don't do anything good. They just don't.
I mean, it's a marketing thing, really.
Right, but the problem is that you keep doing that.
Want...
You keep doing that to drum up pre-orders, but then you miss that date, and then everyone goes and cancels, and then you're fucked. So stop doing it. You're just hurting yourself later. You're like, oh, we're pumping it up for the fiscal year, and then after the fiscal year ends and they have to delay, then it goes back down. And they're like, we gotta sell. Then they have to do it the next February because they have to pump it back up before the next fiscal year, and the cycle continues, and it's really fucking annoying. Speaking of something not really annoying, did we talk about this last week? Let Me Solo Her.
Yes.
Hit 1,000 kills.
We didn't talk about his kills, but we know that we did talk about From Software being like, or
he hit 1,000th kill and they're gonna give him a gift. Okay, we did talk about that. Okay, yeah. He hit 1,000 kills and they're getting a gift. So good job on you. I'm proud of you. Way to go.
I just think it's funny that there's an entire identity created around just this beating this one boss by yourself.
Yes.
Where someone walks in and they summon you and you tell them to stay back, and if you don't, he leaves.
Right.
He'll let you die and he'll go because his name, it's right there. Just let him solo her. Just leave it alone. It's fine.
It's true. It's true. Apparently on the last one he got really, really cocky. Like was like taking damage he shouldn't have because he was just like, just gotta get her, and it's like, oh, yeah.
I know that struggle. As someone who has beaten her myself, she is not to be trifled with.
Correct.
She will fuck you up, and then she'll heal, and you're like, great. Everything that I've done doesn't matter anymore. And I definitely wasn't going to fight her when there was that glitch that happened where it's just like, hey, even if she doesn't hit you, it's going to heal.
Oh my god, and it still heals her anyway. Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Like, nah, not gonna do it.
talking about stuff that's not a healing, let's talk about PlayStation and Bungie, shall we? Well, I guess we should first say this. We live in America. There have been several shootings. I'm fucking sick of guns. If they just want to ban all guns, take the guns. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm sick of it. I don't want to have to go. I don't want to have to worry about going to the fucking grocery store and worry about being blown away. And some of you may go, you're white. You don't have to worry about that. I still live in America. I'm still fucking scared of it. I should not be like, oh, I don't want to go outside because of this. That fucking sucks. Fix it, please, for the love of fucking God.
Yeah, I'm not of the mind if they should ban all guns, but I definitely think it should be harder to get a gun.
Yeah, you should not be able to go to a fucking swap meet and just buy one from some guy named Everett. If guns are the worst fucking invention. If we never had them, yeah.
I have known people that would let other people borrow their guns. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Like, why would you give someone a murder weapon with your name on it?
So I guess I have to say the thing of, because I have nothing better to offer than my heart goes out to the people affected by this. I wish that I didn't have to say this every fucking week, but here we are. We live in America. It sucks.
Yeah, I think we're up to like 190 something mass shootings this year.
Fucking garbage. It happened in Buffalo. Bungie spoke out about it. Bungie also spoke out about Roe versus Wade, which that whole thing is a whole other thing that a woman should have the right to choose what happens to her fucking body, not some dude who catches checks from somewhere. That whole thing should it's already settled. They should not be able to unsettle it. That's fucking dumb. That is where I stand, and we all stand together on that. And if you don't, there's another community you can probably go join that agrees with you. You will never have us going,
there's plenty of echo chambers you can go scream into. I promise.
if you want to go hang out with fuck boys, then go do that. But we here at Still Standing stand with everybody in the fact that if you have a body, you have the right to choose what happens to your body. If you want to have an abortion, that's your choice. Motherhood should be a choice, not a thing that is forced on you. And Bungie agrees with all of this stuff. And Bungie is not yet owned by PlayStation. And PlayStation has spoken out and basically said in a lot of internal emails, hey, don't fucking talk about this stuff. We're going to put a muzzle on you. And Bungie came out and said, we don't care if PlayStation buys us or not. We're not going to not talk about this stuff because here's the thing. Bungie's always been very good about raising money for charity and doing stuff and speaking out on these issues where a lot of game developers don't do that. And I applaud them for that every time they do it. And if they stop doing that... They're going to do a lot
more than a 2 sentences in an email where you then talk about your dogs.
Yeah, which, again, that's the next story we're getting to.
Dumb shit.
So Bungie, keep on doing your thing. And if Sony tries to muzzle them, it will cause Sony so many problems. That will be a sticking point that the entire gaming community will rise up against, and it won't be good.
As if a lot of these game developers don't have enough to deal with already.
Correct.
Let's make it worse.
Hey, you know about Jim Ryan? You know that guy? PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm familiar with him, yeah.
Yeah, well, he apparently likes to send out company-wide emails where he tells the people who... he sends out a newsletter with his waxings and amusings where he sends out and says, hey, if you're ever in France, this is my favorite restaurant. You should eat here.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing people are going to have fucking time or money to do because we all just go to France, Jim. That's the thing we do. It's awesome. We love it. No, really. I remember the first time I went. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I'm fucking poor. I don't even have fucking insurance. So, no, I don't know what France is like, Jim. Anyway, he sent out a thing that basically said, hey, maybe don't... we respect all viewpoints, but keep them to yourself and respect everybody's and don't talk about them. And also, these are my 2 cats. These are their birthdays. They really like these things. And then he mentioned about dogs. He said, I've always wanted a dog because dogs know their place. And that is not a thing you want as the tagline that sticks out from a thing about Roe v. Wade. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, you know, my dog doesn't talk about, get all uppity and talk about what I can and cannot do with his or her body.
What are you doing? You are a person who is in charge of this fucking one of the biggest corporations in the world, and you're like, I'm going to send this out, and totally no one is going to leak it.
Yeah.
No way anyone's going to be jaded or pissed off by this. Who would do that? They never showed anybody my French letters. Why would they show anyone this one about bodily autonomy? That would be fucking insane. Well, it turns out you were wrong, Jim. We now all know that you did that, and you're a big dummy.
I bet you money this is like the most surprised he's ever been when this came
he's
out.
Like,
he's like, I didn't even know this would happen.
Dogs wouldn't do this. Dogs know their place.
Yes. If I got a dog, they would never show anyone else the emails that I sent.
My dog wouldn't show my emails. He'd shit on my carpet, but he'd never show my emails. He'd eat the shit. He'd eat his own puke, but he'd never show the emails because he knows his place. He wouldn't complain about my opinions on
cutting his balls off so he can't, have children.
Dogs don't care about bodily autonomy. We should all do that. They know their place. It's great. You're like, fucking, you're such a fucking, you have more money than goddamn sense.
Yeah, that seems to be a fucking trend.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, Jim Ryan, you are out of touch with a lot. Speaking of...
Jim Ryan does dumb shit on today's title.
Yeah, it's basically like, Bobby Kotick is also the devil. Who knew? Like, oh, we found out again he's the devil. There's people at Blizzard are stealing breast milk. Wow, again?
I've got to think that
the
moment his email went live, a PR person burst in like it was the beginning of a Michael Bay movie, like the beginning of Armageddon. He's like, "Sir, what have you done?"
Yeah, like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And he's like, "What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm telling you about my dogs, dogs that I want because they know their place and my cat's birthdays." Yeah, it's literally Roe versus Wade. Opinions keep to yourself. Cat birthdays. Maybe you should let it breathe a little before you go straight into that one. Maybe you could have sent that out as its own.
How about this, Jim? Separate emails.
Yeah, I was going to say, send that out as its own thing and then wax poetic about cat birthdays and dogs knowing their station. Like, why is that connected?
I mean, please.
God damn. It just, I read that and it genuinely made me red in the face. I was like,
it's like the definition of word vomit, where it just came out.
Was he fucking drinking Merlot in his office? Like, what was he doing? Like,
yes.
Also,
he just got his Margaritaville machine back, and he was super excited. And he just didn't think.
No, we're not going to give him fucking credit for something funny. That is not. No, he is not. We're not going to taint this precious meme that is so good in our community with this fucking garbage can. That is not a thing. Wax that. That is out. That is not a thing. He is not involved. Get him out of the tent.
He does deserve to be here. Fine.
Yeah. Also, I'm almost positive that he doesn't live in America, right? So. I'm pretty sure, doesn't he live in the UK?
That I don't know.
I think he lives in the European branch of that. So why is he talking about what? So why is he talking about what happens in fucking America
because
if he really lives in Europe?
So
okay, I get that.
The American people
sure, yeah, okay. Well, maybe if it's not your dog, I don't talk about the Queen being a fucking corgi in a jumpsuit. So don't talk about Roe versus Wade if you don't live here. Fuck off.
We're not sending you emails about Brexit.
Yeah, what the fuck? Anyway, I digress because I could go on that tangent for a long time. There's no reason to. We're going to segue right into something else that's out of touch with the common man, the crypto game.
Ah, yes.
As the market continues to tumble, Axie Infinity also continues to tumble alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything else.
But yeah, because the stilts have now come off the base and everything's just kind of fallen down.
Axie Infinity's Smooth Love Potion, their the currency they use to breed them to make more of them, tumbled so far that it is now down to 0.004 cents. Rounding to the closest gives you 0.00 in money. So,
it's worth
they
nothing.
Lost $650 million from that heist, and ever since then the market has been tumbling.
It's just been downhill from them. Yeah,
the market itself has been tumbling, and on top of the market tumbling and them having people lost faith in them, all of that together has meant shit is just not worth anything anymore. Yeah. So
also,
I would
a lot of these companies has been bailing out the whales who had a ton of crypto, but the guy that's just got a few thousand has lost everything. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yep, correct.
Because we want the big guys to make sure they invest in our next thing. So we're going to take care of them.
Yep.
But not anybody else. Everybody else who's just gotten the rug pulled out from under them, it's fine.
That's true.
That's their fault. Should have made better choices.
We're going to move right along to one other out of touch thing that is super crazy. Let's talk about tokenism for a little while, everybody. This will be great. We just talked about Jim Ryan being out of touch. Now let's talk about Activision Blizzard being out of touch. Awesome. Apparently, King came up with a diversity tool, and then they put all of the Overwatch characters on there and showed where they match up on this thing. That. And it was like, which let me. Did I take a picture? I think I took a picture of this. Did I take a picture?
Did you take a picture of the graph?
Yes, I did. So it is. So Lucio is halfway up on ethnicity from the middle. He is in the middle on gender identity, body type, ability, and age. So I guess that means young, straight, and male is in the middle. And then ethnicity, white is in the middle, because the further to the edge you go, the darker their skin gets. And then culture, the further out you get, the further you get from white bread. So that's Lucio. And then Torbjorn is age, really old, so young is in the middle. Ability, he's very skilled, so that's towards the edge. And then body type, he's kind of fat and chunky, so he comes out from the middle. And then everything else is on the inside. And then Zarya, gender identity, is halfway in, so she's like halfway between the middle and the wall, so I assume that means because she's kind of androgynous looking but also a female, maybe that's what that is. And then her culture goes up a little bit, her body type goes way out because she's a big thick woman with muscles, so whatever. And apparently you can probably see that a little bit in there, but it's not gonna show up very well. But the thing is, the Overwatch devs had no fucking clue they did that with their characters, and they were like, what the fuck is this? We have enough fires to put out. Why are you doing this? So
why did you literally do an ethnicity graph on our characters?
Yeah. It literally looks like oh my god, what is it? Eugenics and what is the skull study? It's not phlebotomy's blood. What is it? It's phrenology?
I don't think that's it either.
What is it called when you do the weird skull measuring? Is that not?
Oh no, it's outdated as fuck.
It's phrenology. Phrenology is the study of the skull to tell your like genetic superiority. Yeah, that's the super racist, terrible thing. And then the last story that I have to cover is: did you ever play Arma?
Oh god, I think I played Arma 3 or Arma 2.
That makes sense. It's been almost 10 years since they made a new Arma, and apparently they're making a new one called Arma Reforger. And it will be coming to console this time. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how that's gonna work, because that game has 5 billion controls.
Yeah, it does. You have to do. There's a button for everything you gotta fucking do in that game.
I don't know how that's gonna work. It's gonna be button combos to where you're like holding things, like you're holding the controller like this. Like they're gonna have to come out with like one of those like Chrome Hounds Mech Warrior pads to sit down. It's like a big desk.
It's gonna be one of those things where it's like, do you have an Elite controller with the back pads? Well, then you shouldn't play this game.
Yeah, you're gonna have to mash each one for a footstep. Yeah, totally. Apparently that will be coming to PC via early access and will be coming to the consoles. Says they've learned a lesson since last time. So
they've learned a lesson.
You know.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Don't know what that means, but there you are.
I don't know what lessons you learn.
Me either. I don't know either, but yeah, that's a thing. So new Arma
I think it was DayZ. I think was based on the Arma.
It was an Arma mod.
Mod.
It was an Arma mod, and then it went off to be its own crazy thing. Which DayZ is one of those games that looks like it would be amazing and looks like something that I would really be into if I played with people, like playing as like buddy adventure. Like, oh, let's play The Walking Dead, but we're playing it, and it's way more interesting than watching this boring shit. But it's like Sea of Thieves. It's like, well, I just kind of want to hang out with my buddy and do the co-op zombies survival shit. I don't want to have to worry about some dude hog-tying me in my underwear and being like, kiss the ring. And you're like, I don't want to kiss the ring. Just shoot me. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Like, I don't care.
I played that when it like, you know, way back when it was first kind of coming on the scene.
Right.
I played it with some people, and there were some people who were really into that fucking game. And there were some people that were just like the worst kinds of people in that fucking game.
Yeah, that's
because it was super easy to like fuck over other people. Like I knew a guy who literally one of his favorite things to do was to get a bicycle with the bell on it, and he would just keep ringing the bell to like just have zombies following him everywhere, and he would just take that zombie train around people and just have them murdered.
Well, that's amazing. But that's like way cooler than having someone take you hostage and hog tie you and be like, we're going to take your stuff now. Okay, we're going to take you some and cut you real good. And you're like, no, don't do that, you creep. What are you doing? Freaking nature. Let me go. Get me out of here. Why are you trying to do a Last of Us role play? I don't want to be here for this. Let me go.
I'm still one of the weirdest things I ever had to do that game is someone had to give me, I guess I was like bleeding out or something was wrong with me. I can't remember. I broke my leg or something. And somebody had to give me like a blood transfusion to like get my blood back. I was just like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing for sure. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. That's all I know.
But yeah, that's really the only reason why I even know what Arma was is because of Daisy.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense.
And I was like, you know what? I'll actually try the actual game. And I played it for all of 10 minutes. I'm like, nope. Not for me. No thanks.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm all for simulations, but I want to play games for fun, not for this.
I'm a big fan of Sims, but like again, that game is the kind of thing where like Arma takes it too far, and DayZ probably takes it too far. Because like I think State of Decay, I like that game so much because the city building is like the base building is such a thing in that where you build it up. Like I think I would like 7 Days to Die if I was playing it on PC. Because
absolutely, I was about to say if you like PC, then absolutely play 7 Days to Die. Not on console.
Yeah, don't play it on console because it hasn't had an update since 2017. It's still in like the alpha form on console,
yeah,
which it's on game.
Console
they just added it to Game Pass, which is fucking insane to me. How can you legally add that game to Game Pass? How can you cut a check for a game that hasn't had an update in 2 years and is like 3 years behind the other one?
Maybe they promise that they'll put updates out with the Game Pass.
Did they get a new publisher or something to do that? I genuinely don't know. I saw that and was like, you've got to be kidding me. That is poison in the well because I bought it on console and I think I own it on. Let me, I can check right now. Give me a second.
But like I said, it's like 7 Days to Die for me on console feels a lot like trying to be a fan of Payday 2 on console. When you're constantly looking over at the grassy side of PC and like, we got an update just yesterday. When was your last update? And you're like 4 years ago. Yeah, it's still fun though.
I do have 7 Days to Die. Last time I played it was May 5th, 2015. How is it that the last update? How is it that I played it in 2015 and the last update was Alpha 20.5 B2 stable? How are we still on the Alpha? May 16th, an Alpha build for this game came out. Are we just going to call it an Alpha forever?
Maybe.
What in the fuck? Like that game has been out it was out for a long time before I bought it.
Yeah, it's been in early access for like 10 years at this point.
Yeah. Well, it has to be if I bought it in 2015.
God.
No, I bought it before then. That's the last time I played it. That's not the last time I bought it. That's the last time I probably realized that when I bought the console version and was like, what is this? And it went crazy.
You're like, this is not what anybody promised me.
Correct. Yeah. It's really funny every time I look at my hours played on Steam for Final Fantasy 14 and I'm like, them's rookie numbers. That's not true. Because I played on the PS3 for billions of hours. I played on the PS4 for billions of hours. And I've played on the PC. And my PC Steam hours are 494.3, which I know is not true. I know it's way more than that, but that still sounds like a lot. But it's not. That's only on the PC version. Like a lot. It's only on the PC version. But
it's just like I remember when we used to like after a point we stopped doing the thing on WoW, like where you would check your hours on your character.
Like, played,
I'm good.
It's true.
I know it's a lot. I don't need to look at the number.
Yeah, that's true. You're good. I think, that's all the news. I think we're good. If you need to get out of here, I can put us on Be Right Back. I can go use the bathroom and I can come back and we can I can run around and do some botany stuff in Final Fantasy 14 because I'm down to do some of that.
Yeah, I gotta get off.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you for watching, everybody. This is the episode of this is the newest episode of the Still Standing podcast. Sorry, I have to do the outro for this before we do the next thing. I've been Deduction Jones.
I've been Joe Zombie.
We are still standing. Come hang out with us on Twitch. We do that every day, Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday we do take off because you got to rest at some point. And then we do the podcast.
Rest and prepare for the next week.
Yep, we do the podcast on Wednesdays. And come hang out. It'll be fun. We'd love to see you. We were doing it on YouTube. Now we're doing it on Twitch because now we can hang out and spend more time with you. So
I think generally the podcast gets posted on YouTube usually either late Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, just because it takes a lot to do that. So, but also now if I'm going to be streaming on those days, it'll probably be close. Just assume it'll be on Thursday. It'll be fine. But we're going to be right back, and I'm going to go use the restroom, and you will exit stage left, and then when I come back, we'll play some Final Fantasy 14. So,
goodbye.
back in just a moment. Let me update that, and I'll see you on the other side.